And there we go. We are on the air. Hello, folks. Welcome back to Regulators for another week. It's only the two amigos, apparently. Steve is out there somewhere in cyberspace. Hopefully he'll be joining us shortly. So for now, it's just me, Dave. And, of course, Terry Van Horn, SEO Pros and Dojo. How's it going, dude?
Good, Dave. Good.
It's just us, man. Just us again. All right.
Yeah.
So, hey, we had been a few weeks. Still, I don't know, man. Nobody just cares anymore. I just so dry out there, man. I don't know if nobody's writing. Like even Search Cap on Search Engine Land was like, a third of what it used to be. A year ago, there was that much news every day. Now there's like this.
Yeah. Well,
they're groping out there, man.
When you can't write about links, or there's nothing to write about links, that's like half the people got nothing to write about.
Yeah, and Penguin just hasn't happened, so they got nothing there. I guess, well, I might as well start there. So apparently, what was it? The Penguin was supposed to be this week at some point. So what's that mean? Friday?
Yeah, they're still rolling out Panda, and remember we had kind of the theory that you always see Panda right before the Penguin. Well, they're still rolling out Panda, so I don't know. It's hard to say. But I wouldn't be surprised that part of this Panda rollout is part of Penguin. That wouldn't surprise me.
So which was this one, right?
Yeah, they were both pretty close.
So yeah. There was a bunch of grumblings over the weekend. Everyone was kind of starting to jump up and down because of that other announcement. And, yeah, you were saying that at the bottom of this we've got edits that were... Oh, no, that was on Barry's article, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's on the other one.
Anyways, Google has confirmed with us that Panda 4.1 is still rolling. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And that article was what, the 6th day? The 6th, yeah. So,
correct.
But they got to be talking about worldwide rollout. Because I know in the past when you and I had tried to figure out how long it took for them to refresh the Panda thing, right? We thought it was 3 to 5 days. This has got to be a worldwide rollout. Or they're lying to us.
And the Penguin announcement was like... The Penguin announcement was last... no, they'd never do that. Careful, Barry Adams might do that. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, apparently that was last Thursday, they said, early as next week. But it's funny, actually, if you read the context of Buddy's, statements and stuff, he also kind of says, unless we run into problems before then it won't be next week. So.
Yeah.
Well, as early as next week, what does that mean?
Problem, then, doesn't it? But I got a feeling it's not going to be a big event like everyone thinks. I think they can't do it like that. So they're rolling out little pieces at a time. That's what I think is going on. Little pieces of it that they know will work, because I think some of it they know will just trash the results because of what people have continued to do even when told not to.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah, I'd say something like that. Oh, yeah, Mr. Steve is joining the house.
Oh, and hold it. This is the first one from the location, Steve? Oh, we lost him.
Oh, look, he's in the new place.
That's what I was saying. He's in the new home.
Oh.
But he can't get his thing to work in the new home.
Well, he couldn't get it to work in the old place either. It took 4 or 5 tries.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
oh, there we go.
There we go. Better?
That's better.
Yeah, we got you.
Oh, nice sunlight there, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Holy backlighting. Oh, my eyes.
Yeah, really.
It's a little big.
Jesus Christ.
The glass. Now I know why you had so much trouble getting the windows. Those aren't exactly, pre-made. Those got to be custom.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Jesus, that's nice, Steve.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll have to have an official Regulators walkthrough on the new house sometime. Steve gets with the oodles of advertising dollars we make on this show, we'll get you a pair of Google Glass and you can just walk around the house.
There we go. That would be nice.
Better
show you
be
guys.
pretty cheap.
Show you guys the party shower.
Anyway, so yeah, we were just talking about the humor that is Google in the sense that, let's see, last Thursday was someone saying that Penguin will roll out as early as next week, meaning anywhere from this week forward, I'm assuming. And then I guess some Panda event over the weekend, and people were jumping up and down thinking it was Penguin, which it wasn't. It was actually a Panda event, and that's as much as we got into so far.
Yeah.
It'll happen when it happens.
Or it may not.
Yeah.
Or it has already happened and nothing happened.
But we'll just keep, add on to what Steve's got with, and we'll know when we know as far as how severe it is. The theory is just when, that's what kills you about this Penguin going once a year. You got 12 months of SEOs freaking throwing ideas around. Shut up already.
I'm assuming it'll be another one of those. Oh, by the way, we ran that 2 months ago and none of you noticed.
Yes, there you go.
Or we ran it 2 months ago, you noticed, but we're not going to tell you which one.
That'd probably be the way to go, though. Come on. So, yeah, we'll see. We don't know. Be nice if they just sort of shorten up the time frame, so I guess that's about all I care at this point. What the fuck was that? Oh.
Well, they could move pieces of the Penguin algorithm into the Panda algorithm that runs monthly, and then when people say, is this Penguin, they can say, no, it's Panda. Wouldn't that really be fucking with them?
That'd be awesome.
Be good for business, I bet.
We're not sure what algorithm affected you, but it was one of them, so let's fix it.
Yeah.
All right, Terry, where are we off to? Let me see what we got here for today. All right, Terry, what was this one? I didn't actually even get there this morning. On my list.
Basically, someone's saying that the ads really affect the organic click-through rate. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out, especially if you're running AdWords especially if you're running AdWords on search where you're also running organic optimization. You kind of quickly see right away, how much of that how many of the clicks are getting taken away by the ads. The fact that on a lot of the displays on mobile and laptops that, it's very hard to distinguish and differentiate the two. I think people click the first link. They don't care if it's an ad or an organic result.
Well, especially, again, I've seen studies on brand lift, and it also, there's some sort of a trust element. If they see you at the top of the right and top of the left, it builds more trust as well, so that's going to increase that click-through, I'd imagine, as well. So.
Yeah, but I don't think half the users realize that when they're clicking that first result, in a lot of cases, that's a ad. I don't think they really see that. I don't think they really differentiate. Steve would know. He runs blended campaigns, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, customers, most users don't see the ads. and if they do, they don't understand. They still don't understand. They either assume everything's an ad or nothing's an ad. There's very few people that get that the top link is going to be paid.
Right. Which, you know, it's so, you know, that can really affect you. If you're in a search and all of a sudden ads start showing up there, that really hurts you. I'm thinking it hurts you quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, they're not really, you know, because so many query spaces are different. You know, obviously longer tail stuff tends to not have them at the top, just on the right, yada yada. You know. So.
Well, there's always ads at the top. I think if you're gonna not get an ad, it'll be on the right.
But yeah, we've seen some that are, you know, well below the fold. Meaning they push it down. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the SERP and the size of the ad packs and what type of ad packs. Are they local packs? Or, you know, you know, is there a knowledge base in it? Again, with the complexity of the SERPs these days, this kind of study is cute, but I want to see it broken down like that too, though.
Well, and there's also issues with the way they gathered the results and stuff. Read down, Michael Martinez was in there questioning the, you know. But I haven't seen a study that Michael hasn't done that, so you kind of take it with a grain of salt after a while. But he did make some good. He did make some good points about the data. But then too, I mean, you don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to know that without even seeing the data, right? Because most of us know that they don't differentiate. You know, just watching people search and click the links, and then you say, "Oh, did you know you clicked on an ad?" You know, then you get guys like my brother who won't click on an ad; he cuts and pastes it because he doesn't believe you should make money on the internet. Oh, but you charge to have hosting.
Well.
Anyhow, moving on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at some of the numbers.
It was kind of interesting, but, you know. I always take the numbers in these studies, you know, not as hard numbers anyhow. They're just a guide.
Yeah.
How you use them too?
We're looking at trends. That's all we look for is trends. Yeah. If all the numbers trend one direction, then you've got a pretty good idea. If they trend one, you know, the other direction, you've got an idea. If they all sit in the middle, then flip a coin.
What's this outing of the day, Terry?
Oh, fuck this. No. I canceled my thing today. They're hiding links. Also, when I was trying to post on a place, I clicked on Twitter because I didn't want to use their thing. They still grabbed the fucking thing and added it. So that's when I said, you know what? You guys are just fucking pricks. And I went over and canceled my profile. Like,
aww.
You know, that means all the idiots who are fucking using this stuff, all my comments disappeared.
Well, for those people that are listening to the podcast, not watching the screen,
yeah,
it's an article about discus. Discus. Thank you. Oh, discuss. I got it. Cute.
Hey, now he's catching.
Wow. Thanks, Drew. Oh boy. Anyways, so apparently yes, they're inserting live followed links into the games. Shocker.
Yep, and they're hiding them in the no script, which is basically, you know, another form of cloaking. They're pervasive. They're everything that, you know, I wish people would stop using their comment system.
You looked at this code, Steve. They definitely knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They definitely knew what they were doing, man. They weren't fucking.
Treating everybody like idiots. Like, here's stupid. Put this on your site. You know what? They have a PR9 as a result.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even going to go into the PR side of things.
But you know what I'm saying, Steve. That's indications that they've gained a lot of equity by basically screwing people.
Well, they were just very aggressive at dropping links on the widget that people were installing on their blogs.
Okay.
Which is, it's what they were doing. It's what a lot of people have done. They just, finally got outed or caught or whatever you want to call it. I understand the negative side of that, but obviously it worked.
Well, there's even risk to it if you think about it. You get enough crappy blogs using it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, there's even a bit of risk in this kind of.
They've probably all been disavowed by somewhere. Google ignores them now anyhow. Who knows what's going on there?
Yeah, I saw a post over on Dave Naylor's blog about ways to kind of get around dropping clean links using Discuss. I mean, this is the same as guys used to, we used to put in a website designed by so-and-so and crap like that. Splitters, really. What was a normal practice we advised 8 years ago now is evil.
Now all these links aren't always displayed either, though. Dave.
Right. That part I'm not. That I don't. You know what I mean? Should be the no script and.
Everybody who puts that on their site, they could be. Google could slap every one of them if they wanted to.
Yeah, but Google would slap anyone for anything if they wanted, man. So
your links aren't the default blue with an underline.
You have too many citations.
Well, there's that too, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
It's not fair that they're adding risk to other people's stuff because.
But to think that Google can't spot that and adjust accordingly, you would hope.
They have.
Either you boys been playing around in Elo yet?
I have.
Okay, what's the dealio?
It's very fun. It's another one, and it may or may not take off. It's very plain, very non-graphical, very generic text, and it's very, very early in development.
So early, it has no monetization plan. Sounds like how Twitter was when it started.
At this point, they have no plan to monetize ever.
How do you think one for free? Terry Dust? Is the thing running on Terry Dust?
Terry, some people run these things just because they want to. It's not about making money.
I don't know many people who can't do something like that. I don't know anything like that.
He kind of built it for some buddies or people he knew kind of thing originally and kind of just grew from there.
Right.
But yeah, eventually you have to figure something out, obviously.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let's just say I don't see it as a scalable platform, so I didn't bother. And all these social things are becoming, that video I put there kind of sums up how I feel about them.
Right, but you're still going to have to, new people are going to constantly be entering the playing field, and 99% of them are going to fail. Okay, that's the way it's always been. It's the way it always will be. It's no big deal.
No, it's always our job to be there and feel it out and be ready in case.
Oh no, I waited a couple of years before I went on Twitter, and it didn't hurt me at all. Other than I saved all the time I wasted on it for the first 3 years I used it. Right?
We'll make it up. I don't know.
It's not like it made me a ton of money. Or
let's go back to the other one. I just don't understand why anybody cares. It's just another one of hundreds of social sites that will probably not exist in a year, or at least not exist.
Yeah, but I think the reason it's making news is maybe twofold. An undercurrent of frustration with places like Facebook's practices,
right?
And secondly, the whole news biteable approach of we aren't going to monetize, we aren't going to track your data, we're not going to sell your data, da 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 da.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's why it's out there, at least that we even know about it.
Yeah, there was somebody put up a joke page for one of these. It was a fake social site, and it's we'll never monetize, we'll never sell your data, we'll never collect your data, blah blah blah. And then over on the sidebar in small print it said, unless we decide we can make a lot of money doing it, in which case all bets are off.
Oh, that's the Pinterest model.
It's whatever. It's another social site. This one tended, it got a little bump for whatever reason, and we'll see what happens. I doubt we'll see a whole lot of migration there. People complain about the advertising, and they complain about a lot of things, but when it comes right down to it, Facebook has games.
And it's familiar, and it's where their friends already are, etc., etc. Yep. People are going to be lazy, I think, to a degree, that they're not going to go running around starting over.
Oh, no, I just find the discussion is not that. Let's say I go to Facebook once a week. I count the posts that my client did, and that's it. That's my Facebook participation. Doesn't hold nothing more. I go there because I have to, not because I want to.
Well, and you're missed.
Oh, I bet I am.
So,
like a tooth.
How much did you guys love this little story?
Oh,
I enjoyed this story for some reason, because I just think people are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Steve
it's funny because
out of this one.
No, I shared
Again, for the podcast, folks, I'm sorry. Celebrity victims of naked photo hack joined together to sue Google $100 million. And yeah, basically, I was reading some of this, and they're like telling Google that they should have the power, or they do have the power, to stop this stuff from getting around the internet. Meanwhile, it says right in the story that it was Reddit and this 4chan are where all these photos originally came out.
Right.
So what's Google supposed to do?
Dave, is that you could go to, even after they were taken down from other places, you could go to Google image search and still get these images. I think that's what they're pissed off about.
Sure, but what you're asking Google to do is do image recognition and make a judgment call based on what they think should or should not be done without any input from the people involved in the photos.
Right.
And if they went when they go the other direction and take down photos that people want up, like Facebook, for example, taking down the breast cancer survivor photos, people come unhinged. So they're, companies like Facebook and Google are stuck in the middle because they aren't creating the content. It's all user generated, and their algorithms are what deal with it. The problem is lawyers don't understand this. All they do is say, "Oh, I saw it on Google, therefore it's Google's fault. I will sue Google."
Well, the other thing is, too, they could have just put in a DMCA and bingo, bango.
Well, they can put in the DMCA, and they have. The problem is Google's so aggressive and so good at finding stuff instantly that you're filing DMCAs all day long, every day, trying to get ahead of the system.
Oh, right.
Because you got a DMCA every single one as they come up.
Yeah, and that doesn't even take into
you're pissing on a wildfire there, Terry.
On their archives.
Yeah, these things just grow out of control instantly, man. It's a wildfire. Yeah, you'd be screwed. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think this is just another thing.
I think Reddit would be a good target, or, I'd be suing someone like that if they want to make the news.
Right.
Well, not only that, but, I mean, the judge looks at that and says, oh, this is a billion-dollar company. Look at these poor people. Give them some money.
Yeah. Oh, those billion-dollar companies, all these poor millionaires.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Give them some money. But you know what I'm saying, though? It's the thing. They're a billion-dollar company. They got lots of money. They if they don't have in-house lawyers that all they do is handle shit like this, I'd be very surprised.
Right.
Not to mention that they'd be known to do a little bit of this themselves. where they're the ones suing to get people to do what they want.
Right.
That's why they have lawyers.
Yep.
Oh, so yeah, I thought that was just fun altogether. What was the statement? I don't even know where it is. So yeah, it said that the lawyers were representing the search giant should have been saying that they claim the search giant should have been able to remove the images from the internet, not from Google, from the internet, and in failing to do so, they made millions from the victimization of women. Right. So yeah, see, that's how good these lawyers are. Apparently, Google has the power to remove anything it wants from the internet.
Well, Google is the internet, isn't it? I think that's the way it's starting to. People are starting to feel.
Jesus.
Now it won't be called the web. It'll be called, yeah, I'm going to Google.
Yeah, where'd you find that? I don't even know we need a screenshot for this, but let's see. Google processed link disavow files automatically without human review. Okay.
Oh, that was off of Roundtable.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Google, no human ever looks at these disavow files. So it's pretty much what we thought, that, you know, when someone does a manual, they don't actually look at the disavow. So that's how you get links that are on your disavow included in the list of bad links.
Well, yeah, dude, I've always been of the mind that there's just some sort of a scoring mechanism. Again, if they think you've got 2,000 shitty links and you've only put 1,000 of those in your disavow, they give you a 0.5 score, right? So whoever's doing whatever kind of processing, all they're looking at is some form of a score. I'm guessing, They're not sitting there going through it manually.
In the article, it kind of says that when they review the manuals, it's basically they look to see how much effort you put into cleaning it up. That's basically it. So they want to see some attempt to remove stuff. I don't think the amount of disavow even.
Yeah. Indeed. So it was John Mueller that said on Twitter that the disavow files are generally processed automatically. I love those words.
Generally.
No humans involved.
Okay. Just on as far as how many, right, you have to remove, I've removed like as few as a handful, right, that I could actually get removed from sites. And I've removed like 100. And both went through. So and both had about the same amount of links. So I don't think it really matters, what percent. I don't think you can work on percentages, let's put it that way.
Who knows, but there we go. So yes, manual reviews, obviously, as Terry was saying, John Mueller says they'd like to see manually reviewing links. All right, so that was it. Nothing new. No, that's nothing new, boys.
See, generally, you were wrong, which means, you may be right some of the time.
Yeah, they got to put those in there. They must have PR training courses.
There's one guy that's his job at Google is to just cover their ass. Everything goes over his desk, and his job is to cover the ass.
Steve, I found this SEO for Pinterest.
Yeah, one of the Pinterest engineers, speaking at SMX, basically said what we've known about SEO in general for quite some time. Do good things. Write good content.
Optimize your profile. Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Verify your website. Get a clear description. Write good descriptions. Use hashtags. Use pretty pictures.
Put pin buttons on your website. Probably a good idea too.
Yeah.
If you want to get them pinned, it's probably a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you notice that every one of the things he mentioned also helps Pinterest?
He says avoid
coincidence.
in the descriptions. He says avoid using hashtags which serve no Pinterest purpose. Too many, and your content may be demoted in Pinterest search. Wow, that's interesting at least. Because boy, do they spam the freaking hashtags over there. Some people
And
do.
and they don't even use them.
Apparently not.
My, that's too much.
What's a rich pin, Steve?
I have no clue.
Oh, okay. Rich pins are similar to Twitter
I
cards.
wonder if that's got a structured snippet around the pin.
They're a way to pull structured data from your site and display it on Pinterest.
Oh, it's the same thing we do with Facebook. And
What's that, Dad? Oh, e-commerce. Right. Oh, e-commerce sites use a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm finding out from our development team.
The idea being when you share something that the website itself actually fills in the data for you. That way you're not relying on them to write something unique and original, which is actually probably better for you than having 100,000 people share the same image with the exact same description and hashtags.
He says they rank higher in Pinterest search, and it's also more visible in Pinterest users' feeds, and therefore has a higher click-through rate. Okay, rich pins. I knew that. Ooh. Check your legs. Make sure Pinterest isn't sending traffic to deleted pages. Yes. 404s hurt a site's search ranking and anger users. If you have a product that's out of stock, add related items to the page. Okay. Get more followers. Oh, don't say that, dude. No.
Or just buy them, like everybody else.
Oh my God. Did he have to say that? It's like saying get more links.
Well, it's actually part of their algorithm. That's probably.
I know. You just shouldn't say these things publicly. You know what happens.
There's that too.
Yeah, it's a bunch of SEOs reading this article. Remember?
I can get you 500 new Pinterest followers for $49.95.
Hey, I'll take that. Find your niches. Okay. Well.
Where do you get the volume of searches from Pinterest, Steve? Is there analytics somewhere?
They're getting ready to roll out internal Pinterest analytics, and there's some third-party tools out there where you, I'm not a big fan of them because you actually pin from them instead of your own site, and then they use a redirect back to your site to count the clicks through from Pinterest and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So basically every picture becomes a beacon then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not a good idea, I don't think, is it?
It made sense when we first started out because it was hard to get, some of the data was hard to get to, so this made a lot of sense. Plus, they have some other tools built in with timed posting and stuff like that to automate some of your Pinterest work.
Yeah, Search Metrics had Pinterest data too, didn't they, Dave?
Yep. Yeah, they do.
They got theirs from indexing the website, though, correct? They didn't pick up anything analytically.
Yeah. They're just analyzing follower counts and and pins and stuff. Publicly available data, really. So yeah, they don't have any backdoor access.
Crawlable data, then.
Yeah, correct. You just being cheeky with us, Terry.
I thought it was kind of funny that they were, basically saying there's no. When another search engine says, "What's the point of boosting something that adds no relevance to the search?" Makes a lot of fucking sense to me.
So Bing apparently isn't going to go the HTTPS.
No, they don't see where it really boosts the relevance of it.
Again, for those listening to the podcast.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, that's why I thought I'd put that in there, because we kind of just jumped from one to the other there. But yes. The article's about Bing basically saying that they're not going that direction. Where was the mocking part? That's what I want to know.
The part where it says when Danny asked Vincent from Bing.
Oh, yes. Danny asked Vincent from Bing if they'll be adding a ranking boost for sites that go to HTTPS. Vincent almost laughed. He said that Bing wants to give searchers content they want, and if they brought it HTTPS into that, it would mess around with the rankings based on no real relevancy factor.
Right.
What? So you mean Google's just pushing us around again? It's not for the betterment of mankind?
Well, they got an ulterior motive.
Oh, yeah. No. Could that ever happen?
You know, and they know all the lemmings will just, march right off the fucking cliff. Some of them were running. Didn't even have to be led. Just had to be shown where it is. Here, boss, we'll go run over the cliff for you. There you go.
Well, isn't that famous Disney thing with the lemmings actually was set up and they actually had people off camera chasing them off the fucking cliff?
I don't know nothing about that.
It's about what's happening. Oh, my God. All right. Well, hey, man. Again, we're slow on news here. What else do we got of interest? What have you been doing, Steve?
I'm trying not to die.
Well, that's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Building a map for that fucking house so we can find this another.
No, I gotta. I can't really see it. That's what the beginnings of a brown recluse bite looks like.
Ooh.
What the? Ooh, it's a spider?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus.
So, yeah.
That looks pretty nasty.
It feels pretty nasty. It makes it.
Where'd you get that from?
Here at the
What
farm.
were you doing?
Just moving equipment. And something decided it didn't want to be moved, and it bit me.
Nice.
So I've been kind of out of it this week.
You think?
Little things.
Man.
It's all good. I know Terry brought this up right just before we went on air about Google introducing custom affinity audiences across the display network, which looks like a really entertaining or a new way to target audiences, mostly on the display network versus the search network. So you're going to be aiming not only specifically on keywords but groups of similar content. So I think the example they used was buying a new car and the different types of things that go along with buying a new car.
Right, like insurance, possibly.
Yeah, insurance, loans, all these things. They become part of the whole picture. So I'm looking forward to getting into this a little deeper.
Yeah, well, that only makes sense. I don't mind that at all. You kind of want that. So, yeah, that'd be interesting.
That's more based on audience than keywords, right, Steve?
Right.
That's what makes it really interesting.
There's what does it say here? Helping brand advertisers reach their ideal audience via 80 unique lifestyle segments based on interest categories and demographics. So let's see here. They've got over 1,000 interest categories, from ecotourism to mobile phones, so that you can look at all the different things that combine and go together. Somebody's looking for a mobile phone, they're probably also looking for screen covers and cases, and so
it also tells you sites that are themed around that, correct, Steve? So,
right.
Yeah. For me, that seems like I've always looked at display advertising as more like for brand and to just get your name out there more than anything.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to digging into that this week and getting a little more information on it.
Oh, so we'll have a full report next week then. Eh?
Assuming I don't die.
Steve is on assignment.
That's my homework for the week.
Yeah, it does sound like it's a little more useful. Should be good. Do. God. There you go, Terry.
Well, what do we got here now?
All right, this is an article that what SEOs thinks about facts and answers showing in Google's results. Which I'm assuming is
understand, Dave, right? I read that article. It seemed like there's more people that kind of didn't really see it as a problem. But I don't think they're really targeting that kind of audience.
Yes, we have Ann Smarty. Yeah, this, again, look at this example for Superman. The extra data is only created by first appearance, place of origin. The odds of someone that's what they were looking for is probably pretty low, no? Wouldn't they still click through to, okay, that's great, it shows it's an authoritative article, but, that's not what I'm looking for. You know what I mean?
Like I said, it's the first step of a long, slippery slope.
Well, that's the problem.
I agree there.
And I don't even think it's the first step, but okay.
They've been on that slope for a long time, Steve, pretty well since Orion come on the scene, so...
Yeah, I think it's just more down the slope. We're slipping
when you
further
look
down.
at it, right? If someone was just looking for that answer, right? But they were looking for, say they were not only looking for that answer, but some other stuff as well. Don't you think they're going to go to that page that's listed above the part in red there? That's why I didn't really take objection to it. Because, A, it doesn't really add a lot of conversion, right? It's just traffic. And secondly, that you may get more targeted traffic as a result. That's just my opinion. I've been known to be wrong, right, Steve?
Yep.
And that, it's if you expand that SERP, Steve, to, Superman's first, when was Superman's first appearance?
Yeah.
That's when you're going to start losing traffic and clicks because, maybe, well, again, I guess you have to live with it now these days and, target other things. But when it starts to really answer the questions, a generalized SERP like that, I agree with Terry. Most of the time they're probably going to want to click through and see more. But it's those more specific ones where it's actually answering the question that you used to answer with your web page. That's where you're getting jacked.
Like recipes.
Agreed there.
Yeah, but even to a degree, a recipe site you might click through to see what else they got.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But some questions are just outright answered, and you see it later. Like how long? But I see what you mean. Like, how long does it take to boil an egg or something? You're done.
But Steve, I agree with you in that in the case of a recipe, right? Those people, if they're on the internet looking for a recipe, it's a hobby or it's something that they would spend money on. So getting them to the site, I could see it. And a recipe is a lot more work.
Well, and I think a lot of the recipe sites have a subscription model, meaning they sell, advertising their newsletters. They have newsletters they send out, and that's where their ads are. And what I mean. That's at the end of the day, they can start to chip into that. Right? So.
Yeah, I guess that's another consideration. But I don't have a big problem with it.
Well, I'm not thrilled about it, but I just don't see how it's going to end. Getting pissed about it, I'm not sure if that's going to help any.
Here's the thing. If you don't want them to do it, the only way you can do that is to actually change the way you build your page so they can't pull the snippet. But if you do that, then you kind of are dumbing down your usability, right, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
So
but again, it's like we always talk about, though. It's the opt-out. You know what I mean? Instead of the opt-into any of these programs,
right.
In Webmaster Tools, I should be able to say, no, don't show my site in your, extra information and rich snippets from my site. Thank you. Have a nice day. Where's that button, Google? Where is that button, man?
Kind of like when they had the meta tags for snippets from Yahoo and
yeah, just give people a way to get out of the program if they're not.
opt out of it.
Yeah, if I think it's a benefit, then great, I test it. Leave it on, check filters, this and that, turn it off, compare the two, and decide what I want to do. At least give people the ability to manage it.
Meta tag is a nice way to do that too, because then you can set it per page, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's it, or just some sort of code. You know what I mean? I'm sure plugin creators would come up with ways to identify parts of your site that you want it on. So, but it's always opt out. There's no opt. There isn't even an opt out on this one. It's just opt in. Fuck you. And that's I would like to see change. But, yeah.
Oh, and in regards to the disavow file, I think Google is actually thinking about adding confirmation that they processed your file.
Yeah, there was some guy talking about that. I think at SMX or somewhere.
I wasn't sure if it was part of the article that we already did, or if it was another one.
Yeah, it was another one, but I was confused by it. I was a little confused by that because when I put in improperly formatted disavows, it does give you errors.
Right.
So to me, if it processes, just because I don't get a confirmation, I know it's gone through. Because anytime, if you malform it in any way, dude, it'll give you an error and it'll tell you where they are, and you got.
Oh, it tells you when you upload it. Hey, you didn't. You made an error.
Yep. Yeah, like I've had spreadsheets with thousands, and let's say on one of them I forgot the HTTPS or something like that, or their colon. It'll actually come back and tell you error here on this one, or if you have duplicate listings. Let's say I got one site wide and one page. It'll come back and tell you. I've had that happen in spreadsheets when I'm combining them. I end up with the same domain twice. It'll come back and tell you that to have duplicate domain. Already exist. So now you have to go back, clean up your disavow, put it back up, and it'll just go through. It just doesn't give you a confirmation. So.
Oh, okay. So it's just another step to say, yeah, hey, stupid, we got it. It's processed.
Pretty much, dude. Yep. Yeah. That's it. Anyways, I think Steve's got to get running.
Yep. I got to get going. I got another meeting here. And busy.
Busy guy. I guess that's how you pay for that much.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody's got to do it. Gentlemen, it's been a good week.
All right. Yeah. It's been a good week. Have fun. Hope your arm's feeling better.
Thank you.
Folks listening and watching. As always, we'll see you next week or the week after. Oh, just a little programming note for folks. Yeah, we're toying with the idea. More than likely going to start doing it. We're going to do the regulators every couple weeks because just not enough fresh news. And we're going to bring back the Search Geek Speak, which was interviewing people on a specific topic kind of thing on the other Wednesdays in between. So there you go, folks. Just keep me updated. In case you wonder where we've just been thinking out how to go. So. All right, gentlemen.
You can make more bang for your money.
That's it. We can sell lots more advertising.
Well, they ain't paying anything, so it's all good from here.
Yeah, some of them are still getting a negative ROI on some of these shows.
All right. Till next we meet, folks.
Have a good week, everybody.
Yep, go make lots of money.
That's it.